Hello and welcome back. I am basically Hawkins, and I've decided to start doing video intros, so consider this a phase reveal. But more importantly, we had a reveal on the One Piece card game Twitter account today that seemed too important not to talk about as soon as possible. So let's get into it. So today we got our first leader card reveal from the booster sets of the One Piece card game. Not only is it the first leader card from the booster set, it is the first multicolor leader card, and the first leader card that has a different number of life than the other leader cards we've seen from the starter deck so far. So what was revealed was a Monkey D. Luffy leader card that is a green and red type. So it has two separate colors, meaning you can use two different color cards for this deck. It also has 4 life, 5,000 power, has a supernova and straw hat designation, and has the effect main once per turn, rest for dawn, to be able to set one of your 5 cost or lower supernovas or straw hat cards to active and give that character a 1,000 power buff. So that's a lot to unpack, and I just wanted to talk about it as soon as possible because it really does change the game. It opens things up. I think we all expected there to be multicolor leader cards eventually, but to get them this soon, it means that deck building is going to be so more unique than we thought it would be in the first sort of iteration of the card game. Right off the bat, as soon as that booster set comes out, there's already going to be a multitude of options. Instead of there just being red decks, just being green decks, we already know that there can at least be a red-green deck now. And if there's one multicolor leader card, there's probably going to be a bunch of them. I think, if I recall correctly, on the Amazon page where it breaks down the number of cards and how many of each rarity there are, I believe it said there was going to be 8 different leader cards in the first booster set. So this is actually card number 3 from the booster set. So we can probably assume that card 1 and 2 are also leaders, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I'm going to make the guess that if this is number 3 and it's already a red-green, that there's probably going to be at least one multicolor of each color of the ones we've seen so far, that being blue, red, green, and purple. If I had to guess, I'd say card 1 of the set and card 2 of the set are probably both red leaders, and then maybe like card 4 is a green, card 5 is a blue, and then like 6 is a blue-green or blue-purple, 7. You know, that kind of speculation is way too intense, but I do think that they usually do release things in like, or at least the numbering of cards is color order, and I think it's going to be that the reds are the higher number. So this card is technically a red first, so that's why it's card number 3. So 1 and 2, I'm almost going to definitely say are going to be red leaders, and then probably 4 is going to be a green leader, and then from the rest it's speculation. But I'm going to say that there is definitely going to be at least 1 or 2 other multicolor cards. Anyway, that aside, what's also noteworthy, of course, is the 4 life. This card immediately changes a lot about games. If you run this as a leader, you start with 4 life instead of the 5 that we've seen so far, meaning you automatically start with less life than you would from any of the leaders we've seen so far. It's got the 5,000 power, which is pretty standard for the leaders that we've seen. And he's got that supernova straw hat designation, which means he fits into 2 separate categories now that we've seen before. There are cards that affect straw hats, there are cards that affect supernovas, and now we've got supernova straw hat. So that's definitely what this deck is going to be based around. It's a red-green, and it's going to be a supernova straw hat deck. I think that it might be too early to figure out exactly how to best build that, but I do think you're going to see basically any card that we've seen so far that specifically affects straw hats or supernovas. If there's enough room for them, that's where this is the leader you want to put them under. And the effect is really noteworthy because it does give you a little bit of the red and a little bit of the green. His effect wakes up a 5 cost or lower. That's a straw hat or a supernova. And buffs him. So that's sort of the combo of the 2 effects. Green wakes cards up, red buffs. And now we're seeing both of them. Also worth note, the image on the card, the leader card, is an anime image of Luffy. Pretty early post time skip image, I think, probably around Fishman Island, and it actually looks really clean. I like this art a lot. It is just a straight up anime sort of cutout of Luffy, but on like a nice map background with a little compass in the corner. It looks really nice, and the way that they have faded the red into the green on the card, splitting it, looks really great. With the Digimon card game, we've only recently started getting multicolor cards, and it is a harsh, like if it were a red-green, it would be red one half, green the other half, no transition. This has a nice transition in the middle. The 4 on the leader card has a nice little red diagonal green. It looks great. I love it. And yes, this card makes everything different. I feel like I could go on and on about how much this card could impact the game and what it means for the game as a whole, but long video already, so I'll cut it short and just say this makes me very excited. If I wasn't excited before, with all the cards we've seen, and I'm very excited that we're starting to get leader cards from the booster set, because I think that's where a lot of the fun deck building is going to come from, is from those booster set leader cards. If they're anything like this and they throw us for a loop like this, good times are to come. So let me know what you think about the new Luffy card, what other leaders you think there could be, what color combinations they might be, and what their effects might be. And be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and have a good one.